Hello everyone, this is the Crimson Cure, welcoming you to the Crimson Tower, a place where we keep a feminine foot on the neck of the gynocracy, feminism, and black male misandry. So go ahead, pull up a chair, stay a while, and listen.
Okay, we're downloading A-Game's formula.
3, 2, 1.
Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I am your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So, I got an article for you, so we just gonna jump right into it. Let me go ahead and share, and then we'll talk about it. Okay. Future claims pray for her after baby mama drama Brittany Neely and fans react to tweet. Once again, rapper Future is in trouble with one of his baby mamas after allegedly sending a message to their son using abusive language. It's not abusive language. Brittany Neely has called out Future for his parenting after posting a screenshot of his conversation with their 8-year-old son, where the rapper refers to his baby mama as a HOE. After Future's mother took over Instagram to defend her son, asking people to pray for self-love, Brittany Neely blamed her for the behavior of her son, claiming that he has issues with all his baby mamas. Okay, so Brittany took over Instagram to shed light on her relationship with the 37-year-old rapper from Atlanta and replied to his mother's statement, "It's sad when people can't get their way. They turn to social media for attention. Lady, be quiet. You barely raised him. Aren't you the person who behind closed doors said he was wrong to your grandson but publicly take his side? You're part of the problem," Brittany wrote on her Instagram stories. This is the screenshot. Say, "You don't know what is going on. Stay out of almost 40-year-old man business. Pathetic, talking about self-love. He don't have none because of you. He treat women this way because of you. 11, 12 kids, 11, 12 moms, can't keep a relationship. True narcissist, but you talking about self-love. Girl, shut up." After the Instagram stories of the 31-year-old entrepreneur, Future decided to end the conversation with a simple tweet that has now gone viral. "Pray for her," the mask off rapper tweeted, not commenting further on the matter, but rather making it the next hit line. So it says, Brittany herself, as a business owner of 2 fashion stores, Unicorn Universe and From Brit, has decided to turn Future's viral "Pray for Her" tweet into a discount promo code for her customers. While Future's baby mama is using the tweet to her benefit using innovative marketing techniques, his fans are making it the next quote to be used among bros. Memes have flooded Twitter while users are turning the matter into a sarcastic joke, as this isn't the first time Future has come up with a savage quote. "Pray for her" is following the steps of "She belonged to the streets." Here are the most hilarious reactions of fans to Future's latest tweets about Brittany. So I'm not going to spend time going over the little memes. You can go to Twitter if you want and look at the memes if you decide to. Okay, so first of all, I saw the screenshot. It looked a little weird or whatever, like a part of the conversation is missing. But I don't agree with a parent dragging a child into the middle of anything that's going on with the 2 parents. If she's a HOE, then let her be a HOE, but don't say that directly to your son, because it's your son and it's his mom. So he's probably witnessing some behavior of hers anyway that he's unable to really make a lot of sense of. Involving the children, and I don't like it either way. I don't like it when women do it, talk badly about the father to the children, and I don't like it when a man does it to the woman, talk badly about the mother to the children. Regardless of whether or not the sentiments are true, it really doesn't matter, because the child doesn't have anything to do with the parental relationship that the two adults have with each other. They didn't ask for this situation. They didn't ask for an F-19 and a gynocracy to get together and then not be able to make it and then produce that child and all of that good stuff. So, and all of that good stuff. So they're not, you know, they didn't ask for that. It's not the little boy's fault, and he has nothing to do with whether or not his mom is for the streets, or if she's a HOE, or if that's his father's sentiments about her. The fact of the matter is, a gynocracy and an F-19 actually got together and can't make it. We know Future's an F-19 because he has so many baby mamas. That is not a good sign, especially when these were supposed to be women that he had a relationship with at some point, and for whatever reason, one or the both of them were unable to actually hold a relationship, a tenable relationship. Because regardless of what you want to say about the gynocracy that he's choosing, and he is choosing hyenas to mother his children, that's part of the problem. That's also part of how you know that Future is unfortunately a F-19, because men who aren't F-19s don't continuously choose hyenas to be the mother of their children. Even if they make that blunder the first time, they usually don't repeat it 10 more times, or however many baby mamas he's got. Men that actually learn from that mistake and are like, you know what, I can't deal with a hyena, because I'm actually, you know, I may have fell into it at one point, you know, when I was really young, but I'm not going to keep falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Just because these chicks are cute don't mean I have to make them mothers. Even if I deal with them on a, you know what I'm saying, a drive-by situation, you know what I'm saying, a hit and run. Even if I deal with them on that level, I don't actually have to make them mothers, because these types of women I've learned are not good women. So typically that translates into not being good mothers. Plus they're a lot of trouble. See, we know that Future is not using the 4 T's to vet any woman, not only for a relationship, but before he makes her a mother. Because women can't become mothers. Men have the spark of life. And before he injects that life into a woman, he's going to have to vet the time, toll, trouble, and the threat. But he lives his life in chaos. So men who live their lives in chaos aren't able to spot a lot of trouble, because trouble is a woman's chaos. And so since he lives in chaos already, he's unable to spot the chaos. Now, I actually have a point as to why I'm drawing this out, because in this space, a lot of people think that money equates, when a man has money, it equates to his level of leadership, or it equates to the type of system, order, and structure that he has in his life. And that's not always necessarily so, because even though his professional life might be in order, like if you take a look at the 10 life values, he's got profession, leisure, and wealth and mobility. I'm not sure about his education level, but 6, 8, 9, and 10 are taken care of. But you got to know that the spiritual, I don't know, his physical health seems to be okay, but he's probably in some emotional turmoil, because he seems like he's looking for something out of these women, probably has some mommy issues. And we'll get to what she said. It's interesting when a gynocrat calls out another gynocrat. But we'll get to what she said in a minute about his mom. So his spiritual is in trouble. His health, his emotional health might be in trouble. His family in life is definitely chaotic. Anytime you got that many baby mamas, there's no excuse. There's no reason for that. And his appearance value suffers because of the family value that's not intact, right? So his appearance value and in his dwelling might actually be in trouble because of all of the chaos that comes out of the family. So what I'm saying is, and this isn't to point Future as some type of evil guy. He probably seemed like he's a pretty cool dude, but because the women want him for something, and I think they want him for more than just his money, because, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he just seemed like he's probably cool to hang out with, cool dude to talk to. But just because he has his profession in order, those other parts of his life are actually in very much disarray, very chaotic. So when a man is chaotic, he has trouble identifying the chaos of the women that he deals with, and he has trouble assessing her level of threat. He has trouble assessing her level of trouble. Right? It is familiar to him, that chaos and that chaotic type of, you know what I'm saying, energy and dim and, you know what I'm saying, just being low vibrational gynocrat women. You know what I'm saying? He's accustomed to that, probably because of his mother. Now, when we talk about what she said about his mother, she blames her. Brittany blames Future's mother for how Future is, which has a lot of merit, actually, because mother seemed like a gynocrat. Most likely is. I don't see why she wouldn't be. Because he's accustomed to dealing with hyenas, right? He's accustomed to dealing with hyenas. So that indicates to me that he was raised by a hyena. So he's accustomed to the chaotic, fretful, crazy energy that hyenas bring, because they bring a level of excitement, but only to men who actually reside in that form of chaos in their own life. So even without these hyena women around him, Future's personal life seems to be steeped in a lot of chaotic activity. He doesn't seem to have a good handle on those things. And that's with a lot of people. That's with a lot of us as Black people. We'll have some handle on the external side, but we won't have a good handle on the internal side. And that is that inverse backwards value system where wealth is paramount. The external things are paramount and the internal things are of little consequence. However, they have the biggest impact on how we live our lives and what the quality of that life is. Because I bet you if Future could do some of this stuff over, he wouldn't do those things. He wouldn't have that many baby mamas and stuff like that. I just don't think that he would. But he doesn't have the 10 life values in order. And because he doesn't have all 10 of those 10 life values in order, his system order and structure is suffering. He doesn't have a lot of SOS to give a woman because he hasn't given it to himself. He has not structured his life. See, when a man's leadership first works for him before it works for everybody else. His leadership and his SOS works in his favor before it works in a woman's favor, before it works in any subordinate favors, anybody that's in his wheelhouse or jurisdiction. Before it works for them, it has to work for him. So if it's not working for him, then it can't work for others that are in his vicinity that are actually looking for him to provide SOS. He can't do it. Okay, he can't do it. Now, the funny thing about it is Brittany, as a gynocrat herself, has called out his hyena mother. So I wonder if her son grows up to behave like Future behaves, is that going to be her fault or Future's fault? Boop. We all know the answer to that. She's going to blame Future. She's not going to blame herself. She's not going to take accountability and say, you know what, just like Future's mom raised him, I raised this boy. And he acts just like that because I failed him as a mother. She's not going to take any accountability for that. Although the accountability does lay at her feet, having been the primary and custodial parent of that little boy. Now, I'm not saying a little boy gonna grow up to be an F-19, but his future don't look all that bright, no pun intended. Because of the fractured family structure that he's actually being raised in. So it's got a little bit more money in it, but not any more SOS in it than anybody else's family that might even be in some type of poverty. It's just as dysfunctional. So he's growing up watching his mother, probably watching her be a HOE. She probably is one. Future's probably not lying about that. It just wasn't a good idea to type it to the son, because again, you don't drag your children into that. But at the same time, this is the dysfunction of a lot of our Black families and Black relationships. His is just on Front Street because he happens to be famous. And these women are famous by proxy of having had his child. They don't have any particular talent of their own that has netted them any of this attention. They're getting attention because they're Future's baby mama. Like, that's the title. You see what I'm saying? That's what you've achieved after however long. You in your 30s, and that's what you've achieved. That's what you're best known for. You're not best known for any of your talents or any of the things that you really positively contributed anywhere. You're known as Future baby mama number, whatever number she is. Okay? So, you know, it's highly dysfunctional everywhere. And I just wanted to point out that money, wealth, does not automatically cure or rectify the other 9 values. Just because you're able to get wealth, or even the last 3, 7, 8, 9, profession, leisure, and wealth together, doesn't mean that the previous life values are automatically placed in order. A lot of times they're in a lot of disarray. And we suffer because, you know, shout out to Sheep Stay Sleep, we don't heal before we build. See, Future built something with his career, right? And he's very popular with it. He's very lucrative, right? Future's made some hits, right? So he's successful in his career options, profession. He's made money. He has made, you know what I'm saying? He can go places. He can travel. He can do a lot of things. His mobility has increased and all of those sorts of things. But his internal 5 is suffer. It suffers. And this is what I really want to drive home, because these are the things that suffer when you don't get those 10 life values in order. The internal 5 are more important than the external 5. They're actually more important, because if you build first and you don't bother to heal, you actually create pitfalls for yourself. Like all these baby mamas, and they ratchet. This is a headache after a headache after a headache for Future. He's not going to be able to get rid of this no time soon. He's going to be in his 60s dealing with some ratchet female, because he hasn't got himself together to the point where he can actually vet these females for who they are, who they really are, and guard himself from that chaos and from that trouble. See, she's a whole handful, because she didn't handle that in-house with him. She ran to the internet to tell the world. She couldn't wait. She didn't even have any shame over the fact that that was his sentiment towards her. And she was so busy trying to put him on Front Street about what he had said to the son that she didn't even stop to think what he had said. He called her, the mother of one of his children, HOE to the son. And she couldn't wait in her foolishness and in her chaos. She couldn't wait to put it on Front Street, and she was trying to dog with and folks to come cancel him because, and that's the part that wasn't in the this article, but she said that she wrote like a Twitter that was like, he need to be canceled because it's abuse to children, because this is the language that he's using with his child. So she's dog whistling the entire time. So she wants to act as if she's innocent, but not only is she displaying her trouble by getting on the internet, putting this on blast, she's also displaying her threat by proxy threatening to call the culture, quote unquote, to cancel him. And by using dog whistle language, he's abusing their child, which that is not child abuse. That may have been irresponsible for him to say, but it is not child abuse. That is not child abuse. I'm pretty sure that child has heard her say a whole lot of more stuff, way worse than that, about herself and about his daddy. So just because it wasn't a text message doesn't mean she doesn't say it. It doesn't mean that she doesn't talk crazy to her son about his father. Because if you go to Twitter and do it, you will talk to your son about that. So the fact that she's trying to come up here and act like she ain't scooping dirt with her back feet is real rich to me. It's real rich to me. But this is the issue that not having your 10 life values together actually causes. Because while she's responsible for her own behavior, what I'm trying to say is that the money doesn't cure that. I would hope that Future would be able to use his hindsight to gain some wisdom so that his next decisions won't be the same decisions, because he seemed to make the same decisions with the same kind of women, these hyenas that cause a lot of trouble in his life, that cause a lot of threats in his life. You know what I'm saying? That you know what I'm saying? They just troublemaker. That's all that they do. They look for ways to capitalize off of his name, off of being his baby mama. They look for ways to, you know what I'm saying? They just looking for ways to come up and try to make him look bad and try to make it worse than what it was, and try to make themselves look like angels, and try to make themselves look like they just victims of his and stuff like that. When all of these women, one after the other, was stood in line to be his baby mama. Y'all saw what was going on. So it's all cap. I'm calling cap on Brittany because she, you know what I'm saying, talked about he a narcissist. You lined up. You wasn't baby mama number one. You baby mama number whatever. Okay? So you saw his children and them women, and you still stood, you took a ticket and still stood in line. So I'm not hearing that side story neither. I'm not hearing that. I am not hearing that. That you can miss me with that. Miss me with that. You knew exactly what type of man was going on. You knew it was chaotic. You just as chaotic or more chaotic than he is. And you liked it. You liked the deed. You liked the attention. You liked the money. What you didn't like is that he cut you off and he moved on to the next one, like he has done all of them. Now you bitter. Now you mad. And that's really the bottom line to this running to the internet stuff. She's not trying to rectify nothing. She's not trying to, you know what I'm saying, get nothing resolved. She's just, this is the opportunity for more trouble. This is just an opportunity for more threat. This is all that this is. Because that's what gynocrats do. They try to dress up their trouble and their threat with, I'm just being a mom and I'm just trying to look out for my kids. When a lot of them, I'm not saying this is her in particular, don't really care about their kids anyway. Because if you cared about your kid, you would not have put none of that on Front Street on Twitter so that boy can have to deal with it too. She was so busy trying to make Future look bad, she didn't even think about the feelings and the emotions and how that would affect her son, that this was put out there. She's not bothered with that. Just always looking for an opportunity. They opportunists. Always looking for an opportunity. So here are the questions on the table. We already know Brittany is a gynocrat. So we don't have to ask no questions about her intentions, her motives. We know she's a hyena, so she's doing hyena stuff. So there's not even any surprise as to what she's doing and why she's doing it. I have zero sympathy. If he called her HOE, it's probably true. So I don't have no sympathy for Miss Brittany and none of his other baby mamas. I really don't. Because all that they do is cause a bunch of trouble. They're all gynocrats. I don't care nothing about none of them. As far as I'm concerned, they put themselves in that position. But the real question on the table is, do we understand the difference between having your profession together and having your personal life together? Because those are two different things. Having your profession and having your wealth doesn't automatically make you a person that's good with discernment. Because, you know what I mean? I'm wondering, do we understand that whole thing? Just because you were able to go and make you some money and be successful in that doesn't necessarily mean that you understand how to make your personal life successful as well. Because this poor man is living in a lot of chaos, and I actually feel sorry for him because he needs some type of help. Like somebody needs to get him this video and tell him about the 10 life values so he can start reevaluating and restructuring his life and calling some order to the disorder that is actually going on. Because this is in a complete disarray. There is nothing orderly about any of it from her side or his side. You know? So sound off in the comment section. Do we understand the difference between an inverse value system where wealth is at the top and what that does to your personal life versus the 10 life values where spirit is at the top and how that actually increases the good quality of your life? Sound off in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.